G'day guys, welcome to Drone Camera Action. We've got a few questions the other day. What other things do we do? Like obviously you've seen what we've been doing with videos and things, cars, landscaping. The question was, do we do corporate videos? Yes, we do. We do corporate videos, and it's quite interesting. We had an interview with 101 Media Group, Michael Worthington, and that discussion actually came up. So what we'll do right now is actually cut to that interview and watch the video as well.
So, Adam, we've been talking about what drone camera action does.
Yes.
But I'm interested. I saw the footage you took of the cranes. Whereabouts were those cranes you did?
Oh, the cranes you're talking about there. Yeah, that was at Optus Stadium in Perth here. Yeah, Perth WA, the river.
Was that what I would term a corporate video?
Yeah, it was. It was a great corporate video highlighting the 30-year anniversary of that crane. There's all the details of what the crane is. I'm not a crane dude, so so they wanted a corporate video for the 30 years, and we spliced some old footage of their crane in use in other locations. So yeah, that was a corporate video. Yeah.
Wow. When you first start doing a corporate video for people, so I guess there's a lot of people out there who got businesses and then going, how does it work? What's the first meeting like that you have with people to discover how to deliver it to them?
Oh, well, the first thing always is, what's your end game? You know, what's your biggest dream? How do you want to get what they feel or what they feel that the video should be about and how it should be coming together? So they might say, oh, look, we want the length of it. He asked for certain things and what he was going to add into it as well, which was important. So certain camera angles, I needed to have one side reasonably blank for him so he can put another photo in it or their logo. So we'll sort of go, right, you're going to put the logo for this instance, I think it was up the top right-hand corner. So we didn't want to have the crane up in the top right-hand corner, So we just keep... So there's little things like that. So let them tell me. I sit there, listen. I just don't...
And then what's it like in pre-production before you do them? Do you get... Because Human is obviously one of your pilots as well with you. Yes. Do you guys storyboard and map out the types of shots you're looking for?
Yeah, funny you said storyboarding. Yeah, I think if you don't have a storyboard, which is basically the layout, how the shoot's going to go, you've got to have some sort of goal, or you're just there guessing. So that's why I sort of said they wanted a logo. That was part of our storyboard. So we thought, right, now I need to set the camera, film this way, so they can have that logo in the corner. So that's within the storyboard. Yeah.
What I liked and I've been to your office and I mentioned Human there, and you guys have a running sheet, and it was quite comprehensive. I mean, I'm not surprised knowing you.
Did you see that? Yeah, okay, you got me. Yeah.
So, what's that? What is this thing you do? I had all these minutes and seconds written down. What's that?
That's because I record a fair bit, and what we do is we go through and go, okay, from say 10 seconds to 15 seconds or 12 seconds. That's a good part of it. And then we'll go through, say, the 22nd second or the 23rd second to the 30 seconds. Right, that's great. So what we do is we take out the rubbish, the things that doesn't look right, even turn the drone. You know, sometimes I spin the drone around so I can get a different shot.
Oh, yes.
Then we'll cut that section out. So it's a lot easier in post that we can go from this second to this second. That's what we're going to put into the software.
So when you make it look seamless and smooth, it's because you've been cutting all that.
Oh yeah, we basically sit there and go spacebar stop. Right, that's the second. Write it down, and if there's any good shots within that, we'll make a note on the side saying that should be a good shot, a still shot image.
What are the challenges for a business owner who wants to do a corporate video? What's the difficulties for them that you're able to solve? I mean,
I suppose it depends on the scale of it. You know, obviously the crane's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I think with the aerial drone footage and the way we film and stuff like that, it actually shows the size of the mass of it. Like for instance, we're just doing one now for inside a big shed in a fertilizer factory.
Right. Oh, okay.
So we've flown the drone inside there. They're retreating all the steelwork.
I get this image of James Bond filming there.
It was like that because they had big gantries and things like that. But that drone, we used that and also had a ground shot as well. But we've done stage 1. Now we wait till they finish it, then we'll do stage 2 for them. So their corporate video will have their actual work. But flying the drone inside a big shed with front-end loaders and stuff, I had no GPS. It was all freehand, so it was a bit of a challenge. So, but they wanted this thing, and it's come out great. They're very happy with it.
When you're getting challenges like, because I suppose there's a few people say, well, I don't know whether you have the capabilities to film what I want, but I mean, you are a chief pilot on
Yeah.
these things. You've had experiences from flying across farmers' field wineries. You've done cranes. You've done inside sheds. There was one that I liked, and you flew under a bridge. I think you might have been in Manger, south of
Oh
Perth.
yeah, that was sort of just a bit of fun. That
Yeah.
it was a good shot. Yeah, I thought, oh yeah, let's fly underneath that.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing is not to ask the question. At the end of the day, if you want to do something or you feel, just ask me. I'll tell you yes or no. As simple as that. But there's very, very few times I've said no. I think the one was we're flying in a shed and the high reactive stuff was the same sort of in Kwinana. And it was, I think they made matches with it, whatever the product was. And I went, yeah, no. It ain't going to happen because, yeah. So very rarely that I would say no to it. But ask the question. Yeah.
How, when you're talking to companies, what do you think a company, what's the benefit of them having a professional corporate video done for them?
It's exposure. It's showcasing it. So they do it once. You can never repeat what they've done or repeat their product.
Yes.
And they can just spread it out. They can reuse it. It's just like induction videos as well. We're trying to get some more induction videos so people, this is where you sign in. This is what you do. And they can just keep replaying it. So they go, look, potential clients they want to use, say, the crane, for instance. Check out the corporate video. This is what we did. It gives you credibility, I reckon.
Now, when you shoot corporate video, am I right that you shoot it all in 4K?
Yes, most of it in 4K, yeah. The drones especially, yeah.
Why is the drone set up at 4? Why is it such a high resolution? Why are you doing it? Because some people here say, well, we'll just drop it down to 1080, Adam. It's easier. It's less editing time.
Well, it's more depth. The depth of range. The sensors are really cranking hard to try to get the depth. The way I shoot, my settings a little bit lower so we can play with them post. But 4K, you got 4K, great. You can downsize. You can never go 1080 up. So you might as well just go full rip. If they want to drop it, that's an easy adjustment. But the 4K with that Inspire, the cameras and the settings and the filters we use really does bring out the images, gives them depth. So I can't not record in 4K. But we can upgrade the Inspire 2 to 5.2K.
Wow.
I haven't done that yet. It's just a software upgrade. We do 5.2K. I don't even know what 5.2K would look like, but
no, I don't know.
The possibilities there. I think the processing size of the machines we need to do that is probably way a bit too high at the moment. Yeah,
a little bit scary.
Possible.
Yeah, for other people who are wanting to get into drone work, and like you've kind of got the West Australian market. There's other people overseas and interstate and that. What are some of the challenges you've had to overcome yourself to get a drone camera business? I mean, it wasn't just a matter of just buy the drone and go out and fly it, surely.
No, it wasn't. No, with drones, especially Australia or WA, wherever you want to say, drones and people getting filmed public areas is always a challenge.
Right.
And we're pretty not all up to date. Like clients go, oh yeah, my mate's got a drone. Oh yeah, great, that's no problem. But now they start to see the difference between the high-end Inspire 2 camera and the filters of how we fly it to a person just flying up and around.
Yeah.
Like, I think I showed you the example of the real estate.
That's magic.
Photo.
Yes.
So, like I was flying in, twisting and doing like a movie sort of thing.
Yes.
And they're loving it.
Yeah.
And then when you look at what the other guys have done, the aerial shots and how I've framed it, there's a difference, and their signboard's popping out with colour, as you saw today. I'll show you today, yeah.
Yes.
And the other one's just like, flat. So... Yeah, they're highly high-end sort of photos, and they start to realise.
When you're shooting a corporate video, because that is interesting, you raised a point there, because some people would say, well, I want to be filmed, I might be walking around, we've got a beautiful river here in WA, I might want to walk around the river. How do you educate your client that there's certain things and certain people we can't film them in? Or have you got things you can do on the lenses to blur people out, as often seen?
Yeah, we can do the foreground and the background and blend it out, and that's all in post. And that's another reason why we've got the high-end camera with 4K, so we can sort of bring the front subject and play with the background, to make it so they stand out, but the number plates have disappeared, for instance.
Yes.
That type of thing, or someone's sunbathing on the beach and we're filming past, we can sort of make that as a washout sort of look,
Now, we're in West Australia, obviously, so corporate videos, you go all over the place, from cities to the beach to the rivers. licensing requirements? Because you can't just get your mate to come and film his drone, because I've heard now that they're starting to, CASA especially, starting to go, that's our Civil Aviation Authority for people overseas, starting to pick people up and say, who gave you the right to fly in our airspace?
Well, that's, look, unfortunately CASA's anything below 2 kilos, which is the little ones you can fly. But you can't fly in national parks over crowds or crowded beaches, which is a hard one. What's a crowded beach? You know,
how do you define that?
That's what I mean. Like silly things like that. Oh, you can't fly on a crowded beach. Well, to me, okay, it's not crowded, but to you it is. So, but the thing is, like, you've got a lot of photographers that got their own drones and they're flying like 5-10 meters above people's heads. Like, I had a mate that was at a wedding and he took a photo of this drone and it was virtually right over the top. And I went, okay, that's not good. But
No.
CASA, I suppose, has got to do what they can do, and you know, with their resources, you know, you've got to give them a break with that. It's just the ones that spoil it, you know. So we're fully qualified, so we can get permits and approvals.
So you mentioned that you did, like, you've done the real estate stuff. You mentioned some photo. They used one of your photographs for. But you do film. What was the photograph bit?
Oh, they just wanted some still shots so they can use it on the border, obviously.
So the drone is taking...
Oh, still shots and videos, yeah.
What's the resolution of your still shots?
20.8 megapixels.
Can't forget the 0.8.
0.8 makes a difference, apparently. But yeah, so yeah, the still shots, when I change the settings on the screen, it shoots in 20.8.
Does that mean someone's getting their corporate video done? It's almost like they can get an aerial photographer at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
How big can you blow up? Something that, just to give people who aren't good on the numbers bit, 20.8 megapixels sounds good.
Yes.
How big can you actually blow that up and still have a beautiful looking resolution as a photo?
I haven't actually blown it up as much as I can to print it out and see the difference. But for instance, we did a 4K video. And we snippered a part of the video for it was a car. Yeah. So we wanted that shot. And we were recording on 4K, and I think we got pushed it out with all the settings to about 11 to 12 megapixels. Okay. And that's pretty good for printing.
Yes.
So with the 20 megapixel, maybe I could get right down. You could be looking straight from this, and I could be way back. I haven't really played with it. Might be a way to play with it, but when I do 20 megapixels, it's...
But I've seen some of your very large photographs you've hung up in places.
Yes.
How big do you print the photograph for them?
Well, they're AOs, so they're about a metre. They are.
That's a big picture.
It's a big picture, and that's 20 megapixel. And you can't see any difference. You know what I mean? Because it's a high resolution.
We in your corporate packages that you do now. One that I saw, and it was a beautiful photo, and I think it might have been from Rockingham, and it's a pier going out. You've got the yachts there as well, but you printed it on canvas.
Yeah, just for something different. That's. I can't remember how big that one is. About 800 by about a metre, probably. Yeah. And you canvas, you sit 2 steps back, and that's your true thing. Yeah. But the quality, but it's also the canvas you printed on too. But you still get the reflections. Yeah. So businesses can come to you and say, okay, so we want the video, but also we need some photographs and so we can put them through our premises, and they can get one person and just get the whole lot. Well, that's it. I'm up in the air, so I can film it, and it doesn't take 2 seconds for me to set the frame, change the settings on the camera. It probably takes seconds. Yeah. And take a couple of photos. I think that's one of your clients ringing now. That's a carton. That's a carton. So, the corporate videos is fine while I'm flying around. Yeah. It doesn't take 2 seconds to take a photo. You know how many times I tell people to turn their phone off in my studio? You got busted, and I'm telling you. And we've got to leave that in the film, you know. Just money? So people... You know the saying, the carton. It's a carton beer. Oh, don't drink. Well, that's fine. So, packages for corporates. What are some of the things that the corporates should be looking at when they come to you? What do you really want them to come? What information are you looking for when they first meet you? Basically the same as what I said before, is what their end game, what their biggest dream, and what they're going to use it on, what platform. Is it just going to be a Facebook thing? Is this going to be something they're going to use as a running display before they do a presentation? So if they're going to do a big presentation somewhere, they want a corporate video of their product, I might film it a little bit different. So before they come up on stage or while they're on stage, it gives that effect. So I really need to know what platform they're going to use, what they're going to use it for, Is it for the general public? What information? There's a whole heap of things. So
now I know you do a lot, and it varies for every client, but I suppose it's always the money question.
oh yes, it's always the money. It's always the money.
Are corporate videos expensive these days? Because when I had my business, I had a petitioning a building company, and look, to make a video for TV, it was costing 8, 10, 12 grand in that region. Is it expensive these days with this new technology and the way you do it?
Look, I don't. The technology always helps, but our prices start like around $3 grand.
Oh,
upwards depends what they want to do.
Yeah, obviously.
So for the crane one, that was quite a few $1,000s over the 3,000.
Yeah.
But I can't really say how much they spent. It's not fair. But look, if you started a platform at $3,000, that gives you video, a whole heap of photos, editing. I think for the $3,000 that you can reuse and have it on a bigger platform, it's not really worth. It's not really.
So it's not prohibitive anymore for people to actually get a professional corporate video done these days.
No, not like the days before. They'd spend
20, 25 grand.
No, look, I think with the technology and the YouTubes and the Facebooks, like that real estate one, I'll just because that's the most recent one. I think they're already up to 600 views on Facebook, and they posted it 8 hours ago or so.
It starts to pay.
But that wasn't a corporate video, so that wasn't obviously $3 grand worth. No. But if their whole company, they want to showcase the company, the people, the group shot, the aerial shot, the whole lot, that's there forever. And they can use that how many times? Yeah.
Someone who's debating whether the corporate video is going to work for them and their company, what's the best way of having a chat with you?
Well, it's either through the website or the just an email, basically info@dronecameraaction.com, and don't forget the AU. The AUs.
Because
we're Australian.
We're Australian.com.au. And the guys in Perth who want to give you a call for a quick chat, Adam, do you have a phone?
Yeah, that's fine. Anywhere they can ring me on the mobile, it's easiest. So 0428 465 036.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Adam,
easy.
Corporate videos, check it out. Drone Camera Action.
Have a chat. It doesn't hurt.